Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to this highly confidential Premium Investment Explainer. Today, we've got a uniquely compelling opportunity in the education sector to share with you. What we're looking at is a premier private Montessori school located up in the state of Maine. Now, because this is a very active, thriving business, we are maintaining strict confidentiality, so you won't hear any specific school names or towns mentioned today. But the numbers, the tangible assets, and the sheer potential, we're going to cover all of that right now.
Opportunities like this simply do not cross my desk every day. We're looking at the absolute rarity of finding a fully operational, highly profitable, and recently expanded private school that is completely turnkey and ready for immediate acquisition. Usually, when you look at educational investments, you're either buying a struggling turnaround project or you're trying to build a brand from scratch. Not here. This is a thriving community institution that's already doing the heavy lifting and is actively growing.
While we are keeping the exact coordinates under wraps, this sweeping macro view confirms its premier location within Maine. This isn't just a basic business transaction. It represents a thriving community investment in a state that really values quality education. It's strategically positioned to serve a robust local demographic of families who actively prioritize premium alternative learning models for their kids.
So how do they do it? Well, the foundation of this school's success is its comprehensive student journey. They capture families early, starting with toddler care at age 2, and then seamlessly transition them through early childhood, upper elementary, and all the way through middle school at 8th grade. This extended pipeline is an incredible asset. It means immense lifetime value per student, absolutely incredible retention rates, and deeply rooted relationships with families over an entire decade.
And get this, they haven't just been maintaining the status quo, they've been actively expanding. The school was recently the recipient of the prestigious Maine Child Care Infrastructure Grant. They were actually one of the first 10 child cares in the entire state to receive this targeted funding. This allowed them to construct and add 3 brand new state-of-the-art classrooms. Crucially, this expansion let them open their doors to those 2-year-olds we just mentioned. And if you know anything about modern parenting, you know toddler care is in sky-high demand. The facilities are exactly what modern parents want too. Beautiful, peaceful spaces rich with classic Montessori elements that really foster independent learning.
The educational model is phenomenal, and the facilities are modernized. Now, let's pivot to the business side and look at the outstanding financial performance. Because as much as this is about shaping young minds, it's also a highly tuned, optimized economic engine.
We're talking nearly $1 million, specifically $986,370 in gross revenue for 2025. This is a solidly established enterprise. It grounds the entire investment in highly proven, recurring revenue streams largely driven by dedicated tuition from loyal families. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the breakdown. Generating nearly $1 million is fantastic, but keeping it is what actually matters, right? We're looking at an incredibly healthy 27.1% profit margin. That 27.1% represents the seller discretionary earnings, or SDE. In the education sector, managing operating costs while maintaining high academic and staffing standards is notoriously difficult, and squeezing out margins over 15 or 20% is exceedingly rare, yet this operation does it flawlessly.
So, what does that 27.1% look like in actual take-home dollars? It looks like $267,305. That is your 2025 seller discretionary earnings. This means a really healthy cash flow right out of the gate, allowing for comfortable debt service on an acquisition loan, future reinvestment, and a very excellent personal return for an owner-operator.
And this isn't just a static snapshot of success either. The year-over-year momentum is striking. We're talking a jump from roughly $205,000 in 2024, climbing all the way up to over $267,000 in 2025. This proves we're looking at a business that's actively and rapidly growing, directly fueled by that recent state-funded infrastructure expansion we talked about earlier. Okay, so the business mechanics are incredibly sound, but you aren't just buying a brand and a cash flow. You are acquiring substantial, tangible real estate. This investment includes a beautiful dual-property campus sitting on 4.2 acres of prime Maine land.
The real estate footprint itself spans 2 adjacent properties totaling over 7,500 square feet of building space. That includes the primary school facility and the adjacent expansion property. As you'll see, the grounds and the buildings are impeccably maintained, offering a serene, private environment that is just perfectly tailored to the hands-on Montessori philosophy.
Now, if you're an investor or an educator looking at this, you might be wondering, okay, this is a well-oiled machine, but what happens when the current owner leaves? Will the community stay? Well, let's alleviate that anxiety right now. One of the absolute biggest selling points of this offering is the seamless seller transition support that's been built right into the deal. The acquisition terms here make this a highly de-risked bit. The seller is actually offering up to 1 full school year of transition support. They aren't just handing over the keys and walking away, they are absolutely ensuring the new owner succeeds. Furthermore, there are highly attractive and flexible seller financing options available. The seller's willingness to hold a note deeply aligns their ongoing success with yours. And remember, you're walking into a building with turnkey caring staff and a fully credentialed faculty already in place. The culture and the operations are completely intact.
So, we've covered the phenomenal educational model, the million-dollar revenue, the expansive real estate, and the transition plan. Now let's look at the complete acquisition package and the capital required to step into the driver's seat.
First up, the business acquisition price is set at $660,000. When you recall that the 2025 seller discretionary earnings hit over $267,000, the multiple here is extremely reasonable. A high SDE like that easily justifies this valuation, representing a very strong, very fast return on investment for the operational side of the enterprise.
And naturally, we have the real estate component. The asking price for the beautiful 4.2-acre dual-property campus is $860,000. This valuation is backed by comprehensive comparative market analyses of mixed-use properties in the surrounding region, ensuring you are securing tangible, appreciating physical assets alongside a thriving educational business.
Putting it all together, the math literally speaks for itself. You have the turnkey business at $660,000 and the dual property real estate at $860,000, bringing the total investment for the entire package to $1,520,000. With the seller financing options we discussed earlier, alongside traditional bank lending, a buyer has a highly viable, structured path to stepping into an incredibly lucrative, meaningful, and fully established operation.
So what does this all mean? It leaves us with one final, very important question. Are you ready to step into leadership at Maine's premier Montessori campus? We've seen the 27.1% profit margins, the incredible year-over-year growth, the expansive real estate, and that unmatched year-long transition support. Opportunities of this caliber, specifically ones that seamlessly blend deep community impact with ironclad financial returns, are exceedingly rare. If this aligns with your investment portfolio or your lifelong educational ambitions, the next step is to make a formal inquiry while respecting the strict confidentiality of this active, vibrant school. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I can't wait to explore the next fascinating topic with you soon.